Go ahead and watch us on. Go ahead and listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, Castbox, wherever you want to listen to us. We're there.
Leave a comment, like, rate, subscribe,
Follow.
all the note a bell, all the actions everyone tells you to do all the time. Do them here
read
too.
every review.
We do read every comment because we don't get quite enough to not read them yet.
Yeah, and we read every review.
Right. So go ahead and go listen on Spotify if you don't want to watch us or listen to us on YouTube.
And cameras coming one day soon. TM.
About 5 years from now.
I don't know. We were saying 500 subscribers is going to take us a year, and psych, that's the wrong number.
We're broke. We don't got no money. Give us money.
We spent all the money on the setup.
Bye. Always stand for what you believe in, even if it costs you your life.
If you found an alien atomic weapon in your backyard, would you take it home?
Sometimes you just like to be shot over and over and over again. Welcome back to another episode of Tinfoil Testament. We are still three friends in a four-sided room. We have Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
We have Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Andrew's dad is not here. He had to go.
No, sir.
But we have a doozy for you. At least I do, I think. I don't know what these two guys are talking about.
I told you like 700 times.
I know, but I don't know what it's about.
And you didn't even make the graphic. So Andrew can't even pivot into mine.
Oh, he's good at pivoting.
Pivot to the left, to the left, to the left.
I saw Andrew on a cruise ship
to the right,
getting down with the
to the right.
the square dance crew.
Yeah.
It was no joke. A lot better than I could do.
Yeah, he says, "Come on, Andrew, let's go." And then I walk up there. He's just standing with the group.
I didn't know we
There
were
in the back.
serious.
Yeah, okay.
Do the left, do the left, and then no, it was cool. It was cool. I have to admit, I think you were the only person on the cruise ship with cowboy boots on.
That's right.
He's about that life, boy.
About that life. All right. So,
All right, Andrew, take it away, my friend.
What are we, we're just going to hop right in?
Yeah, I thought. Unless you want to sit here and jibber jabber about whatever.
I mean, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
pop culture
Sometimes-
trivia.
Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
Sometimes the good, sometimes the bad. I just finished watching The Patriot. I was
Never
telling
seen it.
Vandy, dude, you need to.
I've heard.
It was first time me watching it.
Was it on the level of Passion of the Christ?
That would be sacrilegious.
I'm testing you. Good answer.
Well, it was done by the same guy, Mel Gibson. So
Yeah.
it was a good movie.
Are you more of a patriot now that you've seen it?
Yeah,
Do you wish you had hair like him?
absolutely.
Oh no, no.
What do you mean no?
His hair looks ridiculous in that movie.
I've got very little hair, so I would want that hair.
Not very little. Some people would say you have a good amount of hair, like
You have a lot compared to some people.
like your dad.
Wow. Gives me so much confidence. Appreciate that.
You'll be there one day.
Well, have y'all ever heard of this patron saint, Saint Olaf?
Frozen?
Yeah, I was going to make that.
Yeah.
Do snowmen have
Feelings.
Do you
skeletons?
want to build a snowman?
No, quit asking.
Bling. Come on, let's go and play.
Okay, anyway, Olaf.
Saint Olaf, ladies and gentlemen.
Boys and girls.
Also known as Olaf II
Who was Olaf
Ooh.
the first?
or
His mom.
Olaf Stout.
Maybe.
But he
Olaf
was
the Stout?
Yeah,
Was he
Oh.
stout?
I guess so.
just a bit. But he was the king of Norway from 1015 to 1028.
Oh, that's right.
Viking king. He was born in 19.
I would say I don't think so.
No, he was born in 995
Whoa.
AD.
Early on.
Yeah. He is the only Viking Viking king to completely unite Norway.
Ah.
There weren't any other contradicting rulers at that time.
I mean,
It was
with a name
just
like
him.
that.
Yeah.
Was he ruthless?
No.
Okay, so
Yes.
he was a.
I mean, yes and no.
If you got on his bad side,
There's a very strong chance that the anime Vinland Saga covers parts of this because that's the time period that Vinland Saga is in.
Could be. We talked about this a while ago.
Yeah. Vinland Saga might have was around when he was alive. Maybe it happened just before he.
Yeah.
Because that's to do with Christianity and stuff too, right?
Right.
Yep.
So
You should watch Vinland Saga.
I can't. It's in
We'll
it's in
figure
Japanese.
it out.
It's in Japanese. I can't.
We'll
dub
figure it out. But after you watch JJK,
I'm not gonna watch subbed.
we'll
Subbed.
we'll figure it out.
Well, anyway, I'm not gonna get another subscription service either.
Anyway,
So he was born in 995 in Norway as the son of a Viking lord. Olaf spent his early years as a Viking warrior participating in raids all the way back in England. So he would cross the sea back and forth, do raids, have a good old time over there, right? So he was eventually baptized as a Christian around 1013.
oh really?
so yeah, that's the ending of Vinland Saga
Okay.
that year.
Well, he was baptized either 1013 or 1014, one of the two, around in Normandy. So during a period when he encountered vibrant Christian communities.
Like while on his raids?
Sure. I mean, I don't see why else.
Sounds like Paul.
And silent.
Well, or not necessarily
No.
on his raids. Could have been converted areas, because like there was a lot of Christianity stuff.
Like
happening.
missionary people.
So after his conversion, he returned back to Norway with the strict purpose of unifying Norway under Christianity. He believed in Christianity. He didn't believe in the old gods anymore, and he wanted others to believe. And he became king in 1015, succeeding in consolidating power over much of Norway. Like I was saying before, he was able to unify the entire country rather than independent kings and warlords throughout the area. So, let me find my notes here. Okay, so he became king in 1015, succeeding in consolidating power over much of Norway, including the central and southern, and eventually the northern regions. So pretty much the entire country, like I've said 4 times already. And
How much of
defeating,
the country though?
I don't know
Was it
percentage-wise.
Was it the full country? Just
Sit over there, you book boy.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
just messing with you because
But-
you said it so many times. I do that to my mom when she repeats herself a lot. I start being like, okay, and asking her. It
So this is where it starts getting interesting, okay?
was already interesting.
So he was defeating rivals like Earl Swaney,
Oh,
not Sydney Sweeney.
Just defeating Sydney Sweeney in her jeans.
he didn't do a good enough job.
At the
Oh,
battle
she
of
survived.
at the Battle of Nesjar in 1016. He worked aggressively to Christianize the realm, building churches and bringing clergy, often from England, which is ironic, given the case that he was going over there.
Yeah.
He went over there many times.
That was his old life.
Yeah,
It's under the blood.
He's literally like Paul.
Under the blood. Under the blood.
One raid, he's showing up to hack you down, and the next one, he's like, hey, come back and preach with me.
Yeah. But he was also destroying pagan temples, enacting laws based on Christian principles, and suppressing heathen practices.
So it's kind of like doing his own little crusade.
Yeah, pretty much, in a way.
That's cool.
Basically like an Old Testament priest.
He was purging out the Norse.
Yeah. So he was doing this and tearing down pilgrim statues of false gods and so on and so forth, all throughout Norway. And these efforts that made him a key figure in Norway's transition from Viking paganism to Christianity. His rule was strict and sometimes harsh, which combined with resistance to centralized authority and opposition from powerful clans, as well as the Danish. Also, the Danish got involved a little bit. Danish influence under Canute the Great.
Kunte Kinte.
Canute, possibly.
That's Finland Saga.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, some of this stuff ties in.
Okay.
So, but they led to rebellion. He forced into exile in 1028 to 1029, spending time in Russia. The Saint Olaf, King Olaf, he was exiled to Russia during for about a year.
And this is where he becomes a snowman.
Or about 2 years, and then returned back in 1030 to reclaim his throne. Sadly, he was killed in battle, fighting the other warlords in the name of God,
Of Jesus Christ.
trying to bring Christianity to Norway. So
Just convert. Just hacking away.
well, he was trying to reclaim his throne. That way he could,
Just believe
Rule.
before I slaughter you.
yeah, rule and convert, basically. So, and he died in July 29th, 1030, where he died praying, God help me, and struck down by an axe.
Oof.
Yeah. However, this is one reason why he became a saint. Miracles were soon reported at his burial site in Nidaros, Nidaros, leading to his rapid canonization around 1031 by local bishops, which doesn't happen very often, being solidified as a saint. Burp. But it doesn't happen that often to be able to be solidified as a saint. But because of these confirmed or reported miracles, they solidify his sainthood. Yeah, I was trying to find the words to clarify that. But his shrine in Nidaros Cathedral became a major pilgrim center in Scandinavia during the Middle Ages.
And what were the miracles?
It doesn't really say.
Just trust us, bro.
Trust me, bro.
Not you, them. They said the miracles. That guy, the saint.
It's a miracle we killed him.
Trust me. And they said, "Okay."
So the miracles that were supposedly done around his burial was, number one, the supernatural preservation of his body, with his hair and nails continuing to grow. Most people that are put into sainthood, their bodies are preserved very well, consequently. Or not consequently. What's the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? I guess that's the word I am thinking of. Anyway.
It works if it's not the
Yeah.
word.
So there's a lot of people throughout history that whenever they are brought up to be confirmed as saints, their bodies have been well preserved accidentally. But
Oh, so coincidentally?
coincidentally, there we go. Yeah. So, but with the hair and the nails growing long,
I think that's normal.
yeah, because the reason why people this is a myth that goes around a lot.
Yeah.
Especially during the time when with grave robbers, when people were robbing graves a lot, they would dig up people dead and they would look and it looked like their hair had grown, but in reality it was just the skin and flesh shrinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water and stuff
Yeah.
going, and so like you tightened up.
Yeah, and so that's why the nails looked really long too. This also kind of gave way to the myth of vampires too. There was apparently the healing of a blind man via his blood, meaning Saint Olaf's blood got into the guy's eyes and healed his
Really?
eyes.
How did that even happen?
I don't know because he's been dead.
Yeah.
For, I don't know. So
He was a grave robber.
but he was well preserved, is what they were saying. Then number 3 was the appearance of a holy healing spring, a water spring, a natural spring.
On his grave?
Just at the site of his burial.
Okay.
Yeah, appeared and
Weird.
yeah. So that's one of the reasons why they automatically said he's a saint. Put him through. He fought for the right of God. So I mean, to recap, he was raised in a culture of war. I mean, he would
Yeah.
go in on
Yeah.
raids and fight the enemy and pray to pagan gods
Yeah.
and
He was your standard Norse.
Viking
Guy.
dude, right?
Viking.
And he became a commander and a conqueror and eventually worked himself up to be a king. But before he was a king, he converted to Christianity. But the power did not satisfy him. Or just being a king in battlefields and on the throne. But he encountered Christ and converted. And he found a higher allegiance. When Olaf took the throne of Norway, he did not rule like a regular pagan king. He could have prayed to the gods of his time, Thor, Odin, so on and so forth. Instead, he chose to be an outlier and he chose to live for Christ. And he wanted his nation to live for Christ also. And he tore down idols and he broke pagan altars down and he called the nation to baptism. He wanted everyone to turn and repent. And the old gods, the old warlords, the old kings, they fought back. They didn't want him to be king anymore, so the chieftains rebelled and formed allies against him and turned against him and exiled him. But Olaf, he could have turned. He could have turned and backed down and said, "Okay, fine. I won't do this anymore. I'll convert back to the old gods." But instead, he stood firm, and he decided to fight for the crown and fight for Christ, not just for the sake of having the throne,
Right.
but also for his nation to be saved too. So at the Battle of Stickelstad.
Dude, these old school names are funny.
Yeah.
Old Stickelstad.
Saint Olaf marched with his army, with his men, against overwhelming odds. And he knew that he would probably die in the battle, but he didn't care. But he would not bow at all. And steel clashed, and shields split, and blood covered the field. And the king...
That's when the guy who was blind,
Yeah.
he was out there fighting blind.
Got in my eyes. I can see.
My eyes. Wait, my eyes.
But
I
he
can see.
he didn't fight in the background like, how British commanders do.
Yeah, British are
Wow. Way to
cowards.
call out the British. Did he give a great war,
He was right
display when Pakistan and India are going at it like that?
Why did you read that?
Wow.
No, but he fought in the front line. He was the first man to go in the battle. And they struck him down. He died. And he was surrounded, and there was no other. He was surrounded on the Norwegian battlefield, and the Viking warlord died as a Christian martyr.
Nice.
But it didn't end just there. His death ignited a revival over Norway. They didn't forget about him. They didn't just brush him off, the memory of him. They didn't brush him off. But the men who killed him could not erase him. And his death ignited a revival across the country. And that's another reason why he became a saint, because of the impact that he had on his countrymen. And it's just it's a cool story.
Yeah.
As far as like one man changing an entire nation over to Christianity. Obviously not every single person, right?
Right.
But I mean the vast majority.
Enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why he's a saint. Can you become a saint while you're alive, or do you have to die?
There's been a few cases.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think
few
it's
rare cases.
incredibly rare, but
Yeah.
usually it's after death.
That's kind of it's predominantly Catholic, right?
The Orthodox have saints too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I believe he's a Catholic saint.
Why did they get saints? Why can't we have saints?
We're all
Protestants?
saints.
Yeah.
No.
We don't pray to saints. Protestants, we don't pray to saints.
I know that, but like, this is our Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of would treat it.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people do treat it too. But at the same time, within the Catholic denomination, they pray directly to saints.
Yeah.
Like there's saints, each saint, they're over a certain aspect of life.
Right.
Yeah, this basically became like gods,
Yeah.
where it's like it's almost the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
they pray to saints, but they pray and ask them to take the message to Christ
Right.
or to Mary.
and then Mary take it to Christ, rather than just praying to God himself. So, and it's a little sacrilegious, you don't pray to any other man except for Christ. You don't pray to Mary except, I'm not,
Except for what?
yeah, Well, we're not going to go too far down into Catholicism here, but
Not this time.
I just think, like you said, the majority of saints are incredible men, and they
St. Peter.
those that are in sainthood, they never back down from their faith.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they become saints too. And it's just cool stories to hear what they, because I mean, remember the saint that I talked about a long time ago?
Dionysus or whatever?
Yeah, where he walked around with his head in his hands, still preaching. Like,
If you're doing that,
if that's true,
Big if.
yeah, if that's true, That's insane.
In the membrane.
The brain membrane. Anyway, I know that wasn't like my regular stories and stuff like that.
No,
but I
it's
saw
nice.
You're
that.
the history buff.
It's
I
nice
saw
to
that. No, I was like, oh, that's
do
really
something-
interesting.
Do something different. And it's like you said, one of your first episodes you did
Yeah.
this. So it's not like you've stepped out.
Nice. Okay. Well, awkward. Let's go to Jeremy.
Why was it awkward?
I don't know.
see, this is what happens when you don't put the stuff on the screen or on
I
the
don't have a
whiteboard.
way to.
He doesn't transition.
What'd you do?
I was itching myself with this bottle cap and it pulled hair.
Nice.
That hurt.
Hey, you better save those.
Oh, this ain't a
He
a
mean-
bottle cap. It's a
he
bottle,
means your-
can tab.
He means your
Oh.
beard hair for whenever we're famous. Sell it.
Oh yeah, sell it to the fans.
You know who?
That one fan.
No.
How much do you
Benson.
think? How much do you think one hair would cost?
That's up to you. You're the supplier.
It's up to you and the demand.
I'll do $1 a hair.
Selling yourself cheap, huh?
So if you woke up tomorrow and 50 orders of $1 piece, you just go in the bathroom with a
Pluck.
tweezer and pluck 50. Oh my God.
I might shave it all off and then count.
Just pick up
50
50
out.
out there.
Yeah,
That's too easy.
that's too tough.
So make it worth more.
You know,
$5.
$5, maybe. Am I starting an OnlyFans right now?
Whoa.
Basically, yes.
Only beards.
Only beards. Jeez.
Cheese too. Yeah.
Cheese and rice.
Oh my. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Are we ready? Are you ready to talk about the Betz with the Z?
I am
Sphere.
ready for food.
Are you ready to rumble?
No. So what do y'all know? If anything, have y'all ever heard of the Betz Sphere?
No. Star, circle, square,
Betz is the family name.
diamond.
In the rough.
So, the Betz family. This was in the 70s, and they're pretty well educated and well off. They're not like top 1%, but they got some money. And at this point, they're not really At this point, they're not really seeking to make a lot of money. They've already got what they need. They're not like, we're rich and we want to be richer, and they're not out there looking for fame.
So they're like
When was this?
they're like upper middle class.
1974. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Back when you could be an ice cream truck driver and have a house and take a vacation and 2
and-
cars.
And 3 kids.
Antoine Betz was a marine engineer, so he probably made good money.
Oh yeah, he sounds like he made good money.
His wife Jerry was an
Whoa.
artist.
His wife Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry can be a woman's name. It's not that common, but
I mean, anything can be a name, I guess.
which, by the way, keep in mind Jerry is his wife, because when I was doing the notes, I forgot, and so I was wanting to say Jerry he, and I was like, oh wait, no, that's the wife. So if we say Jerry, it's his wife.
It's a she.
That's the wildest woman name I've ever heard.
You need to get out because there's much
Is
wilder.
it just spelled like
Well,
Jerry?
yeah, it's Jerry.
J-E?
Jerry. But
Yeah.
I've heard of women named Jerry. So
Really?
yeah, it's not the most common, but
I've heard of women named Dylan. I've met a few Dylans.
yeah, we know a Dylan.
I do.
Yes.
Who?
They used to come to church here.
Oh, the little girl.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jordan.
Peterson.
That's my aunt's name.
Yep.
Jordan Peterson Durant. Anyway, we're getting off track. Andrew wants food. You guys stop getting me off track.
I need sleep, dude. I need caffeine.
Okay, so Antoine and Jerry had 6 kids.
Oof.
Their home was kind of a mansion. and was called the castle.
Oh, wow.
Wow, sacrilegious. That's the word of the podcast.
They lived on Fort George Island, which is just outside of Jacksonville, Florida. They had 88 acres of land that they
Wow.
mostly used for raising trees and for timber. So again, they're pretty well off.
Yeah.
They're pretty well off.
That's a good size island.
Yep. Okay, so spring of 1974, there was a large brush fire that swept across their property. And while they were out assessing the damage and just looking over it, they noticed something out there that they're like, oh, what is this? So they go over there, check it out, and lying in the grass, which is all charred and burnt, there's a highly polished metal sphere. This became known as the Betz Sphere or the Betz Orb.
So they kept it?
They had a 21-year-old son at the time named Terry.
Terry and Jerry.
Terry and Jerry. And so he went and picked up the sphere. The sphere is about 8 inches in diameter, and for that size, it's pretty heavy. It's about 21 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So basically think half an inch smaller than a bowling ball, but 5 pounds heavier than the maximum bowling ball.
So it's just a solid steel.
It's like a shot put. A little bit bigger.
The sphere had no seams, had no weld marks, no signs of machining. It was just a solid
Casting.
piece of metal. It had some scuffs on it and scratches, but no real dents or markings other than a 3 millimeter triangle that was etched or stamped onto it.
So it fell from the sky.
Who knows? They don't know how it got there.
That's what started the fire.
Maybe.
It was always
So-
burning and never turned.
So they did what pretty much anyone would do, and they took it home.
Of course.
And they said, we'll just keep it, whatever.
I would too.
And so they just put it with some stuff and just sat there, and then they kind of didn't think about it anymore. Just kind of, oh, that's cool. But then a few weeks later, weird things started happening. Terry had a friend over, and they were in his room playing guitar when they started hearing a humming sound. So they stopped playing. We're listening for it to see where it was coming from. When they stopped playing, it faded out. So they're just like, okay, whatever. Start playing again, and the humming returns. And they realize every time they start playing is when the humming starts. So Terry is like, well, let's figure out what this is. So he starts going around, playing his guitar, walking around, getting closer to the humming, and realized that the sphere would vibrate as he played.
Oh, okay.
So he got louder, and the vibrations became more powerful.
Did his mother, Jerry, tell him to turn it down?
No, but at some point, their dog started whining at the sphere and was like cowering at the sphere.
My dog does that too.
So Terry said, okay, let's see something. And so he got a hammer and tapped the sphere with the hammer, and it responded with a ringing sound.
So they just brought it in without trying to like figure it out?
Yes.
Then he's
They just brought it in, didn't know it, and then just like, oh, let's just put it here.
Give me that hammer.
So Terry took it to his family and was like, hey, look at this. This is neat. Started playing, hitting it with the hammer. Okay. Then they put it on the ground, and while nobody was touching it or even near it, it started to move.
Their house was not even.
It's a Mexican jumping bean.
They didn't have those people back then. They weren't bust in at that time.
So they started kind of messing with it, and so they would roll it, and it would like they put it on the ground, roll it. It would go as they rolled it, stop, and then come back to them. Sometimes
It's weird.
Sometimes it would stop and then like go left and then come back and then come back, but it always ended up coming back to whoever rolled it.
It's like a Roomba.
But it wouldn't do it like, it wasn't like consistently it would go so far and come back. It was like random almost, where sometimes it would go pretty far, Sometimes it would not go that far and immediately come back. Sometimes they go far, sit for a few seconds, and come back. But it always came back. Once it rolled for 12 minutes on its own.
Wow.
So the Betz were confused, but they're kind of like, okay, this has to be gyroscopic. This has to be...
Yeah.
Like, they basically were like, here's a list of things it could be, and started, like, testing for it and kind of being like, maybe not. One thing they ended up doing was they put the sphere on a coffee table and they put it in the middle, and then they pushed it, and it would not roll off the table. If it got to the edge, it would stop and then come back toward the center.
It's a Roomba.
It was as if it was as if it did not want to fall off. So then they picked up the coffee table and tilted it, and the ball rolled up the incline, not down.
This is just weird.
So they're like, this is interesting. And so they went, or Jerry went, or maybe it was Terry, because it says he.
Did he
So
put
one
it
of
in
them,
reverse, Terry?
one of them, I think it might have been Jerry. One of them decided, what happens if you shake it? And so they shook it and said, whatever this thing is doesn't like to be shook. And so in a newspaper report, they're quoted saying, and this is funny you said this, Andrew, you already said this, but they said, quote, if you shake the ball vigorously and place it on the ground, it feels like a huge Mexican jumping bean, which is trying to get away from you.
Nice.
So that's what they compared it to. They also found out that it had a magnetic field because paper clips would stick to it. And if it rolled for long periods of time, the magnetic field was stronger and it was harder to get them off.
So it was like charging up.
But it was just attracting paper clips.
No. It got one time it got the lid of a mayonnaise jar stuck to it and they couldn't get the lid off.
But wait, okay, so I'm assuming it was metal back then?
Yeah.
Okay. Not plastic.
No, I've seen mayonnaise jars even today that have had the metal.
Okay.
So they also found that if they left it in sunlight, it would like get, almost said warm, but that makes sense. Of course, it's in the sun. Why would it not get warming in the sun? But it would be more active when it was exposed. Like that's when the longer rolling would happen.
It would roll around a lot more.
And they could hear a lower vibration and hum even when it was just sitting still and there was nothing going on if it had been in the sunlight for a while. And one time they left it out in the sun for a while and then they brought it in. It was like charged, quote unquote, charged for over 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Just rolling around for 3 days?
It didn't roll nonstop for 3 days, but it like every time they did something with it, it was more active and
Gotcha.
they stayed doing that vibrating it would do.
It's got that like gyroscopic. You remember those toys as a kid? You'd like put the string or the thing, you'd rip it through.
No, makes me think, when I was thinking of is like those stupid pet balls.
Yeah.
That you have like a ferret on it and you turn it. And it's
Yes, that's always that Cracker Barrel
Yes.
going around.
That's what I picture. It's just one of those.
Yeah.
Your mom gave us one. It like shakes and bounces and like it'll parrot whatever sound it hears. Dude, my dog hates that thing.
Of course. I would too. So eventually after they did their own whatever and they're not able to figure out what it is, they reached out to journalists, and so that they kind of had a connection to through a family friend. So they reached out to a journal and they sent a photographer who went in thinking this was the stupidest thing. He's like, first of all, I don't believe any of it's true. Second of all, it's just a ball. Who cares? He did not care. He went. They showed him what it could do. And he was immediately like, man, was I wrong? And he flipped entirely and was like super into it. And so they started publishing stuff. And the Betz name basically became well known overnight. And for some reason, they gave them their phone number, which I think was stupid. But they got their phone number, and so their phone number was published in the journals. And so
It was a different time back then.
so people just started calling them all the time. Like their phone would ring all the time at all hours of the day because people were like wanting to call and figure out what was going on. Which would be so annoying.
Very.
So like they'd have people, they were on Florida, East Coast. So at night they would be having people from California. It's like 8 p.m. there and it's 11 there. They'd be calling. And then by the time that people from California and like Hawaii would stop calling, would be like 2 a.m. that their time. And so now it's like 5 in Florida and people from Florida would start calling.
That's terrible.
They could not get away from the phone. And they started ignoring the phone because that was before caller ID. That was before you had busy phones.
Right.
So it was like you called and you would either get through or not. And if you didn't get through, you'd hang up and then you'd call back. And
Yes, sir.
so they were not having fun with that. But then they got a phone call they couldn't ignore. Do you guys want to guess who called them?
The Sphere.
No. Good guess.
Las Vegas Sphere. The Sphere.
The government.
The U.S. military.
I knew it.
Ah.
And they were like, "Hey, we're gonna come and take a look at this thing." And Jerry, the wife, I put in parentheses the wife, so I'd remember.
Jerry.
This is a woman.
She said no.
Jerry.
She said no way. But the government said,
Yes way.
You can't tell us no.
Don't you love the government?
So Jerry was basically forced to agree, but she made strict rules and even made them sign a contract
Really?
to say you get it for 2 weeks. If you determine that it's not military, like if it's military, it's military. She can't stop anything about
Yeah.
it. But if it's not yours, regardless of what you find out, it comes back to us. It's ours. That was like her biggest thing. Is like, we want it back.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
This was
having
back
it.
when they trusted the government to be like, yeah, you can have that.
So they signed the contract.
What are they going to do? Go to court for 35 years and then it'd be like,
Right.
oh, well, here's the $1,000, but we don't know where it's at.
We lost it. It's in the Smithsonian.
You guys are going to be surprised. So the scientists from the government did tests that the family could not do. They got exact measurements. So the exact measurements is at 7.96 inches in diameter and 21.34 pounds. So the rough estimates, that's the exact. The shell was made of a kind of magnetic stainless steel alloy that could withstand extreme heat and pressure of up to 120,000 pounds per square inch. So this thing was really tough. You were not destroying this thing. According to the spectrograph, it was made of stainless steel grade 431.
I said steel.
They also found that it was intensely magnetic. It had 4 magnetic poles, 2 positive and 2 negative.
See, this
That
whole
doesn't make sense.
this whole magnetic thing makes me think it was shot out of a railgun.
Well, I don't know physically where, but it'd be like, this is north and south, this is north and south.
Yeah, but
It's weird.
I don't know how you would do that.
I don't think that's not a natural magnet.
That's weird.
There's only a north and a south on a magnet. There's not 4 of them.
The magnetic fields varied in strength and were unusual patterns. And then they took x-rays.
But give it cancer.
And this is the weird thing. So they did x-rays. They said the x-ray showed nothing. The 2 weeks go by. The Navy says it's not ours. And it doesn't seem to be dangerous. So they gave it back.
Shocker.
I think they gave him back a clone.
When they gave it back, again, they were reporting, what their findings were, or at least to the amount that they could. The guy that gave it back to him and told him, including that there was nothing on the X-ray. He had a manila envelope, and in the manila envelope were X-rays.
Oh no.
So they said we couldn't get X-rays, but they did, and they gave them the X-rays. And the X-rays showed that it had an outer shell that was about half an inch thick, and inside the sphere were different layers of steel of different densities. And at the core, about the size of an apple, it was hollow. And inside the hollow space were 3 other smaller spheres, and they each had tiny wires attached.
So a Cracker Barrel toy.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, like, how did the things get inside? Because there's no
Casting.
But how would
Friction welding and then polishing.
Yeah. We're destroying your mind right now.
No. It doesn't make sense.
It does.
How does it not make sense?
How could it be loose stuff inside of it?
Casting.
I just
Have you ever seen casting done?
Yeah. You take your reel and you throw it.
The only thing that I question about the casting is the wires,
Yeah.
because they would melt. Then you have the friction welding, which is probably the better option. And then you grind it and then you polish it.
So you're saying it wasn't a whole thing and it was just welded together?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
That's just
There's
one
no
solution.
evidence of that.
Yeah.
Well, a friction weld is really hard to tell
Yeah.
once you've grinded it down and polished it up.
Yeah,
Friction weld, for those that don't know, you take one end is, it depends on how you do it. Either one end is stationary and the other one spins, or both of them spin, and they use friction and heat up to hook each other together or melt each other together.
Maybe they're too stupid in the 70s, but the Navy is like, we have no idea how that could have got in there. So I would imagine
They're too stupid in the 70s.
I would imagine that these are things they would have thought of and ruled out.
Sure.
But again, maybe they didn't know of that technology back in the 70s. Also, why would someone do that?
Why does anybody do anything?
I don't know. This ball is weird. Anyway, so
Do we still have it?
So the scientists said, we have no idea how this happened, and they said, we want to drill into it and see what these are and take them out. And Jerry said, no, I'm not giving it back. You're not doing that. Meanwhile, the media caught on, and so there's stories running. They're talking about this, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the Betz are interested now. They're interested in the reports, but they don't want the government doing it. They don't trust the government. So they take it to scientists for their own answers and have more people look into it. The first scientist was Dr. Carl Willinston, and he did a 6-hour tests, and he says that the sphere is emitting radio waves. He also confirmed basically everything else the Navy said, including the 4 poles, and couldn't explain any of it either. He also confirmed, again, the stainless steel grade 43 or 431, but he also said that there were traces of another element, and he didn't know what it was, because
this is Hitler's bell.
According to him, the internal spheres were made of material with an atomic number of 140, which the highest natural we've ever discovered is uranium, which is number 92, and then we've created a bunch since then that
Yeah.
are artificial that go up to 118. So 140 is beyond what we have. But he said that from what he could tell, that was the atomic number, which is how many protons the element has. So they're like, okay, that's interesting.
Where is it now, though?
They took it to another scientist, Dr. Hynek, and this is an astronomer and a UFO advisor to the
And
U.S. Air Force.
An astronomer that was possibly part of Paperclip?
He worked for Project Blue Book.
Good old Project Blue Book.
Never mind.
And while he was doing that, a group of scientists flew into Jacksonville and came to their home and said, "We'll give you $750,000 cash for it."
Back in the 70s?
Yeah, so it's $4 million,
Yeah.
$4 to $5 million,
It's a lot of money.
and they turned him down.
I mean, they already had the mansion.
Yeah, like I said, these guys weren't in it for the money.
Yeah.
They turned him down. These guys got mad.
Wait, hold on 1 second. What was the husband's job again?
Marine engineer.
Ah, suspicious.
Why you say that?
Couldn't he have been working on something
I mean, sure.
in his off time?
So they got mad and left. They couldn't really do anything. They couldn't force him to sell it. But the Betz family were like, this feels weird. And so they looked into their claims of who they said they were and found out that it was all made up. Those people were not who they said they were. The
Really?
people they said they weren't real. And so they don't really know who they are. Their conclusion, I don't know why. Maybe there's reasons to get to this conclusion, but their conclusion is that most likely it was a foreign government trying to get the sphere.
Yes, 100%.
And
Agreed.
so now they're like, okay, this is getting to be a bit much.
So let's sell it to the real government.
No, but they did do something stupid here.
Oh, gosh.
During this time period, the National Enquirer ran a competition to prove there's life on other planets.
They gave it to him.
Of course.
And they had like a legitimate panel. Even Dr. Hynek, one of the people that they went to, was in the panel. And for all I know, maybe he's the one who convinced them to submit the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, but there was also some of the UFO people there, obviously, because it's the National Enquirer and because it's aliens. But there weren't just the crazy wacko people. There were actual real PhD holders, a former Supreme Court justice, former United States Attorney General, so people with credentials. So they sent it in for that. They sent Terry to submit the sphere. Again, they're not turning it in for them to keep. It's just
Like a submission.
observing, right? They didn't really think it was from outer space, but they figured there's experts here. Maybe one of them can figure something out. And if it is extraterrestrial, that'd be cool. So he goes. Dr. Hynek says he felt it was man-made. And everyone there witnessed the sphere do some of its weird rolling stuff. So it's not just doing that at their house. This is confirmation it's doing that there. People saw that and they didn't understand. Someone suggested drilling again, and Dr. Harder, who was another one of the people on the panel, said the sphere contained material that they didn't know about. The 140 atomic number, and said, we don't know what this is, and if we drill into it, it could blow up. We have no idea. We don't know what we're messing with.
So it came back as with the 140 atomic number, but it also came back as stainless steel.
Well, the outer casing was stainless steel, but there's 3 orbs inside it.
The 3 orbs.
The 3
inside of it
orbs
was
inside
the-
it are the ones that they
Okay.
detected were to be.
Gotcha.
And that's why they want to drill in and get them out.
Yeah.
Um,
Humans always want to destroy something when they find it.
so while this is going on, the Inquirer's office gets a phone call and come to Terry and say, you have to go home. Your mom just had a really bad accident. They called to let you know you go home. He tried to call home to check. The phone wouldn't go through because people were calling all the time. So he went back home immediately. When he got home, everything was fine. Nothing happened. She never called. None of that was true.
Man.
And then it occurred to them, you didn't bring the ball with you.
Oh,
You left
no.
it there. And so they panic, and he goes right back.
Come on,
He
Terry.
goes right back. And they have his ball in the back, and he's like, give it back. And they said, no, we're not. It's ours now. Argued with him, fought with him. And he was like, I'm not taking that for an answer. Like, you guys tricked me to leave so y'all could take this thing. Eventually, they say, okay, we'll be honest with you. We don't have it anymore.
Of course.
Yeah, whatever.
The
That's
panel.
just like a toddler. Give me back my toy. No. Give
I don't
me
have
back
it.
my toy. No, I don't have it.
Well, they're not lying. What happened was the panelists took it.
Another foreign government.
They took it to New Orleans. So Terry, they tell him where they took it, like where they said they were going. So Terry makes the trip to New Orleans.
This sounds like an evil supervillain. Like, we took it to New Orleans. Good luck getting there in time.
He goes there, and when he gets to where they're having the sphere, it's being guarded by the Navy.
Our Navy?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
And
No, the French.
and they tell him,
Too cowardly.
you can't go near it. You can't have it. And he's demanding it back. He's like, this is my property. The government cannot just take people's property. And they argue. And then eventually they just say, okay, our tests aren't really revealing anything new. We're not learning anything. We're not going anywhere with this. We're kind of bored with it now. And here you go. They give it back to him and he leaves.
It's terrible.
After he leaves,
Is it the real one, though?
like always, people are like seeing it and they're like, oh, show us it rolling. Show us like whatever. So they do what they always do, try to showcase what it does, except now it's not moving.
Oh, it's a fake.
It doesn't do anything it used to do. When they get home with it, they start observing it and they start noticing there's like marks on it, and there was no seam. Now there's a seam, and so they're just like,
It's fake.
They take it. I did the same thing again. My notes just like I keep hitting on the side and it keeps scrolling. They take it and have it examined and x-rayed again. There's no magnetic poles, and the x-rays show the sphere again had a seam, and the interior doesn't have 3 small spheres, just a bunch of dust.
Nothing but dust.
They think Dr. Hynek took it, but they can't prove it. After Dr. Hynek died, years later, his son Paul mentioned something about them obtaining a sphere, and that all his dad would tell him was that it had to do with the UFO case in Florida. So most likely he did, but there was never any investigation. There was never any proof. But the idea is most likely Dr. Hynek stole it.
So much for being a doctor.
After this happens, they're slowly trying to get out of the limelight. I don't know if they've officially announced, hey, we don't have it anymore. Or, hey, it's not the same or whatever. I don't know if they do. But for the next while after they supposedly take it back, they're getting followed by people that they are assuming are government agents. And even one time, Jerry, the wife, was assaulted by someone who was pretending to be a repairman.
Wow.
So eventually they sold their house and left that island they were living on, and they stopped giving her interviews. They stopped talking about it. They're just like nothing to do with it anymore.
That's pretty rough.
And that's more or less where it ends. Now there's theories about the sphere. One theory is it was a piece of a down satellite, which okay.
Maybe.
Another theory is that it's a Foo Fighter.
Oh,
Everybody
it's
was kung fu fighting.
wow.
I don't think that's probably. Another theory is that it's an alien atomic weapon, such as one that was used to destroy Atlantis.
Of course.
I like that.
The most accepted explanation, and I think this is bogus, was that it was just a piece of industrial equipment. An artist named James Jones said that he knew the sphere because it was his, and that he lost it a few years before because he was collecting scrap metal for sculptures. He was just going around finding scrap metal, and this ball was something he was going to use, and so he had it. That it was a part of a ball check valve, and he had it up on his butt, his Volkswagen, and it fell off, and he lost it.
That
Ball
makes
check valve.
that makes no sense.
with
And
magnets.
that this particular ball was one that was designed to be perfectly balanced, and so that's why it was rolling around, because it was so perfectly balanced that any sudden changes in incline, it would make it move.
Whatever.
And so that's the theory that gets mostly like the government and all of them are like, yeah, it was just a ball from a valve,
From a
ball
valve.
check valve. I don't think so at all whatsoever. I don't think the government would have spent any amount of interest in a ball. Not to mention that typically those things weigh like 7 pounds, not 21. And how did it end up in their yard?
Fell.
And then some other guy, Robert Edwards, said it was a ball that he made because they have a ball that they do that's 8 inches and 21 pounds. But again, it's like, okay.
You can't just say things, people.
Nothing makes sense. The fact that the government was interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Is-
always.
So, like, one thing I find fascinating about this story, there could be stuff that's made up entirely. There could be stuff that's stretched truth, like it rolling on its own. Maybe people didn't really see it roll up inclines, whatever. Maybe it was, not half the stuff they said, but the fact that the government was interested in it, and some of the stuff that's confirmed 100% fact, there's no way to say it's not real. It's like, huh. And they don't, as it is now, as far as I know, it's not really known where it is or what happened to it
Yeah.
or what it was.
Just a good old metal cube.
Just a pet ball in the 70s.
It's messed up.
So you think it was welded together and they just did a good job?
I mean, it's just.
I think it's possible.
I mean, you think actual question, because I don't know anything about welding. You think you can weld good enough that X-rays don't pick up on the inside?
Have you seen his dad?
I've seen his dad. I've seen him weld. No, I don't know. I don't know how deep.
A friction weld would be better than a regular TIG weld,
Yeah.
because TIG weld would
More
only
uniform.
TIG weld would only get on the surface of a sphere, but a friction weld would do the whole entire face of the two parts put together and welded it. It literally it takes the atoms and it aligns them into one into a sphere rather than two separate objects. The thing with the wires though, that's the only thing that's tripping me up because depending on how thin the wires are, it would melt the wires.
Yeah.
Regardless because of how high the temp is.
Yeah, just the heat inside of the sphere.
Yeah. So I mean, sure, friction weld.
Laser weld, maybe.
Because maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right. I just think like if it were something like that, the Navy would be able to say, "Hey, maybe it was this," and they're completely were stumped
Yeah.
on like, how
Yeah.
did this? That's why I was like, when you're like, "Oh, it's just I'm like that doesn't make sense," because if it was just a simple,
Now I could be wrong about the X-ray and the friction weld because I do know that welds do show up on X-rays,
yeah,
but I don't know about friction weld.
because the original before it got well, I think it may not even got switched. I have a theory about that, but before the second one, there is completely the X-ray is like it's solid.
Yeah.
But I think it is also just possible that they took it and they actually did cut it open, pulled out the stuff in the middle because that's what they cared about.
Yeah.
Welded it back and just put dust in there to kind of weigh it a little bit so you wouldn't notice immediately picking it up. That
Yeah, I mean, if it was the government involved in doing all that, I believe that.
it could have if the inner stuff was what was making everything happen, then
Right.
of course it would stop. So I think it's possible.
I got a bone to pick with Terry.
Back it up, Terry.
Why would you not look at it very closely as soon as you got it back?
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't tell. Like they didn't. I misspoke. They didn't see the seam on the outside. It wasn't until the X-ray.
Oh, okay.
So like there probably were small signs maybe if you really looked, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it wasn't. It was I misspoke. It was the X-ray.
All right,
that
Terry,
revealed
you're off
seam.
the hook, boy.
Well, why would you leave it there? Well, I just thought his mom had an emergency.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if I've had this piece of equipment for years, hasn't done anything, and my mom's having issues, I'm leaving.
yeah, you're not gonna think about it. So you can't.
I gotta
really,
go.
I gotta go.
But also, I didn't explain this that well, but I think that the Inquirer was like far enough away that he flew there. So it wasn't like a 30-minute drive.
Okay.
So when he came back and said, "Hey, I want to see it" or whatever, it would have been like days probably. Which would have made more sense as to why they're like, you can't just
But-
come back here to it's gone. It wouldn't have been like
the conference is over, buddy. It's
Huh.
gone.
Well, the fact that his mom, Jerry,
Terry's
got
mom.
assaulted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What I wanted to say is I noticed when I was going, I didn't notice when I was researching and listening about it, but when I was going through it, the husband's not in the story at all.
Yeah.
That's why I think he had something to do with it.
It's all Jerry. She's the one. Jerry and Terry are the ones, like,
Maybe it's because he's just like, I could care less about this. I just got to work.
maybe, like I said, another reason why to think, because there's also the idea that they just faked it.
Yeah.
And that is a possibility. Don't know how you would fake everything, but that's a possibility. But they didn't, as far as money goes, there's no reason for them to. They've already...
Yeah. Unless they did it as a gag and then it got bigger than what they.
And then the military is like got involved and they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
What are we
they're
gonna
like,
do? But then the military would have the first time. Like,
yeah.
like that's the part that I'm like, if it's a gag, the military gets it and then it's nothing.
Well, it's like those aliens that the Mexican government came out. And
Those
said,
are real. Those are real
We have
Mexicans. We have Mexicans.
I was about to say Mexicans. We have Mexicans.
What? The Mexican government came out and said,
Guess what, guys?
newsflash, we have Mexicans. You might be one.
That's
Came out and
racist,
said we have
guys.
aliens, and they brought them to the. Do they have a parliamentary system down there? Or do they
Yeah,
have-
is that the one where the video of the guy who just grabs it and bites it?
yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. but-
It's like
Yeah.
they-
they're looking at it in this little box thing, and the guy comes around, he just grabs it and bites it. Like, I don't know what thought process that was to be like, I know how I can make sure this is real or not. I'm gonna bite it.
Was it real?
No. It was fake.
Yeah, and they
Perfect.
Yep.
they did X-rays and stuff like that and found that it was a bunch of random.
That guy bit it, so they found out.
Yeah, it was like chicken bones or whatever, plaster and stuff.
What
like
if
that.
what if
So,
chickens are aliens?
Possibly.
octopi are?
They're not dinosaurs. They're
Cacti
aliens.
are.
I was going to say cactus next.
I heard you.
Aliens.
Anyway, that's my story.
That's so weird. Why in the world would? Why would we think of cactus at the
Because he said
same time?
octopi, and then that one guy that's on the reels that says, "Oh, one a cacti."
I've never seen that in my life. No.
It's Bobby Lee's friend.
Yeah.
The other Andrew, the worst Andrew,
I don't know.
Andrew Santino. And he's making fun of Bobby because Bobby's Asian.
Yeah.
And he says, Bobby's like, I saw one cacti, and he goes, "Ooh, one a cacti."
I've never
That's-
seen that.
That's where my head was. Sorry.
Well, wow. Okay. I was going to say before you said cactus, I said, what if it's a big joke and the actual aliens are cactus? That's what I was going to say. We're
I
looking
agree.
at the completely wrong places. That was stupid. Okay, I'm ready to
Tinfoil?
beat Jeremy at Tinfoil or Testament and whoop
True.
him and say,
Tinfoil or true?
I say it every single
Tinfoil
stinking
or
time.
Testament.
You might beat me in the game, but at least I know I don't say it wrong all the time. So I'll take what I can get.
Every episode I do, my IQ drops lower.
Pretty much. And yet you still beat me. So what does that say for me?
All right, so guys, play down below in the comments section below, or
Yes,
with
sir.
whoever.
If you already put your tip, click the edit button and then also say, oh, also, by the way, I did well in
Yeah, give us
tinfoil.
your answers. Like, do A or B.
No, just add another comment. Don't. edit.
Or add one, I guess.
Yeah, just add another comment. It helps us.
Either one's fine.
Either one's fine.
Either
one's
or.
fine.
All right, two headlines. You guys guess which one is real and which one is tinfoil.
False.
First one is archaeologists. Yeah, I cannot speak. Archaeologists discover an quote acoustic levitation chamber used to float stones into place, likely used in the pyramids.
Where?
Egypt. Are you saying?
What was that?
I said,
what-
I don't know.
What was what?
I heard it.
It was me.
Nice. All right. The second one is deep sea researchers film a fish in 2026 with a transparent head and upward facing eyes.
Tinfoil true.
Tinfoil true.
You guys are right.
It's called the barrelfish,
It's called.
right?
That's not how the pyramids were made.
It is true.
What? It's called the barrelfish, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ah.
Second-
I know things, man.
I'm telling you.
Just not the name of this game.
No.
The first U.S. nuclear test created a strange green glass in the desert that is now collected and studied when found.
Okay.
True.
A new smartphone feature uses, quote, ambient Wi-Fi waves to recharge batteries while it sits in your pocket.
True tinfoil.
Sorry, repeat that second one. It's true tinfoil, but repeat the second one.
A new smartphone feature uses ambient Wi-Fi waves to recharge your battery while it sits in your pocket.
That's that news.
True
That's
tinfoil.
not. That's
6G,
that new
baby.
Israeli 6G.
That's the stuff
They're
they
gonna
use
pop
to.
them batteries.
Yeah,
Pop, 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 like popcorn around the U.S.
yeah.
But
you
it's
guys are
true
right.
tinfoil, and it's the only time that we can find that specific glass is when a nuclear bomb goes off.
Yes.
Yeah, that was what they found on Mars or whatever.
Yeah, that's why there's that conspiracy that there was a big nuclear war.
You mean that's why it's true it happened?
NASA announces a new human-powered life support backup system after some humans outperform batteries in a crisis. Scientists built
The
tiny
Matrix.
cars for rats, and rats learned to drive them for rewards.
We've
It's
had
like
that
a
one
reward.
before. So it's tenfold true.
Yeah, tenfold true.
All right, you guys are correct.
We're
Because
tied.
the battery thing would have been more believable if it wasn't some. Like it would be like most, if not all, would roughly perform the same.
Yeah, what you're describing is the Matrix.
True.
But they
True.
have created a computer that runs off of battery waves. I mean, battery waves. Off of
They've created electronics that run off of batteries, guys.
Nice.
off of brain waves, human brains.
Well,
They
those are
literally-
going to go dead pretty soon because most of the kids nowadays coming up
yeah,
ain't got
I
much
know.
going on.
They're cloning it just like the Attack of the Clones. They are using one donor and getting all the brain cells from that one. And who's the donor?
Bill Gates.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Ooh.
No,
Close.
the donor is
Thomas Ed.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Here's your last
Jango
set
Fett.
here. Doctors successfully replaced human blood with a clear oxygen gel, making patients temporarily translucent.
I hope that's false.
Patients'
I don't like
veins.
that.
Sorry, patients'
I was
veins.
gonna say that's not what makes us.
Or a lake in Cameroon released a massive cloud of carbon dioxide that suffocated people and animals in nearby villages.
Tinfoil true.
true.
You are correct.
That first one, I was like, I don't want that to be real.
It literally killed them while they were asleep.
True.
Yes.
It's wild. If I had to die in a natural disaster, that would be the way I want to go.
I don't know. The mudslide.
The mud flood.
Mud flood.
True. I'm gonna say it a lot. True.
All right. Let me get
Nice
my
and
notes.
peaceful death by suffocation in my sleep.
Nice and peaceful death, being stabbed over and over and over, and bleeding out.
Oof.
Just
Slow-
wait for the nukes to drop.
Any day now.
The Islams.
But if you get under your desk, put your hand over your head,
You'll be safe.
you'll be safe.
Best bomb shelter.
Yeah,
Ever.
that was something they really taught.
You just want
kids.
wars, don't you?
And rumors of wars, yes.
Well, I'd have something better than rumors of wars.
Okay, how about it?
Actual war.
Ooh.
With Iran?
No.
Does it give us oil?
World War One.
Did we get oil?
No. Maybe. Probably.
If we don't get oil, I don't want it. If we do, I'm all in.
That's
well,
right.
this guy didn't care about oil. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Sir Adrian Carton de Wiart?
Of course.
That's a stupid name.
It is. But
He's my kid's godfather.
So this is a little bit before World War One.
You just told me it was World War One.
I know, but the story starts a little bit before.
World War One.
So he
The Great War.
graduates from
The war to end all wars.
primary
Let's just
school
keep
or high
interrupting
school.
him. Let's just keep
He
going.
graduated 5th grade
No, he
and he went straight to the war because they needed soldiers.
He wanted to. But he graduates high school and
Where's he from?
Great Britain. They say he's from Great Britain, but
They say.
because Great Britain wanted to claim him after the war. So, but he goes to high school, graduates, and when he turns 19 years old, his father was well off, so his father said, "I'm going to send you to university." Okay, great. He goes to study.
I'm
He-
going to university.
He hates the university. He doesn't want to be there.
Good kid.
He starts hearing the rumblings of, before World War One became World War One. You have things kicking off between Britain and Germany and different places. So at 19 years old, he decides, my dad thinks I'm at university. I'm going to go join the war. And by the time the war is done, I should have graduated, so I'll just go home and get a job after that. So he leaves university, doesn't tell anybody, and just goes and joins the British Army.
As one does.
Yes.
I don't because they're British.
We beat them already. So he gets on his first deployment in his first battle. He gets shot twice. Once in the stomach, once in the groin, and they send him back to England to
University.
to get checked out and healed back up. And his superior said, that's enough. Most guys, they die from one bullet wound. You're lucky enough to get hit twice and survive. So he goes back and they send him to his hometown, where he walks up to the porch and he sees his dad, and his dad sees him in a military uniform. And his dad says, I thought you were at university this whole time. Keep in mind, like, it hadn't been a full semester. Like, he got into battle really quick.
Yeah.
And he says, sorry, Dad, I wanted to go to war. It's literally what he told him. His dad was that old school type mentality, like, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Back when men were men.
Yeah. So he lets him heal up at his house, takes care of him, and he tells his dad, I want to go back to war. I think it's fun. So his dad says, well, can I stop paying for university? Because this whole time he's paying for university.
That's
the
wild.
part. That's the part that's like,
I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
why did the university not say, hey, he's not?
Well, it wasn't
This is the thing. The university was sending his grades back, and he still had a B in most of his classes.
How?
It's
They were just
always-
passing him.
It's always been a scam. Ever since
Yes.
the beginning, it's been a scam. Don't go to college.
He went through basic training, got in battle, got shot, came back home, and he still had a B average in his classes.
That's
B for
wild.
bullet.
So the father sends off and says, I'm going to stop paying for tuition. My son is no longer enrolled there. And they reply, yes, he is. His teachers say that he's a great student. And he just stopped sending the payments because he's like, these people are idiots. And that's when his father realizes, yeah, you're probably
Wait, I have two sons, and the other one's actually
I've had twins.
funny.
So his dad says, yeah, you're probably right. University is a waste of money. I give you my blessing. Go back, see if the army will take you back because, don't know. You've been wounded. He goes back. They take him back, and he gets sent to South Africa.
Bet.
While he's in South Africa, he gets to be part of the Camel Corps.
Bet. Riding them camels.
Quite literally riding camels into battle. That seems pretty cool to me. But he becomes the head of it, and he gets really, really good at knowing how to ride a camel. I don't know.
He better be if he's riding it into war.
I don't know how they determine that, because to me, camels aren't that fast.
No, they're actually pretty fast.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like horses.
Yeah, they have
Really?
They have camel
Desert
races.
horses?
They legit have camel races like horse
Camel,
races.
yeah, camel warriors were a real thing back in.
See, I learned something.
They also
You
beat
Dummy.
scout cavalry. They have bonus damage.
So his philosophy was that if you are the leader, you must lead. So he always led his men into battle, being the first camel out.
Are you sure he's British?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, the British were
you said-
all over Africa.
You said earlier that
Well, he's
British-
fighting for the British.
the British kings don't go in front. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's not a king, but
He believed that he should be in the front. So he rides into battle one time, and while he's in battle, he gets shot in the ear and shot in the eye.
I was going to say he's like Trump.
He's a little bit better, a little bit tougher.
he's better. He can ride a camel.
So he turns his camel because he can't see, and he ends up taking another bullet through the same eye that just got shot.
You definitely ain't going to be seeing
At
out
least
that
it's
thing.
the same eye, and
Yeah,
not the other.
it's not this. It's not the other one. And his second in command recorded him saying, they've got me, but not all of me. Keep going. I'll be back. He rides back, gets himself to the field hospital. They look at him and they say, you've got to come off the front line. He protests, says, no, I'm not coming off the front line. They literally had to take him, put him on a plane, send him back to Great Britain, where he recuperates. After he recuperates, obviously he lost his eye and part of his ear. He tells them,
Which eye? Left or right? Just curious.
off of all the pictures that I've seen,
The middle.
yes, he was a Cyclops. Now he was. I believe it's the left eye. After he recuperates, he goes back to the recruitment area and says, I want to go back to the front lines. And this is just as World War I was kicking off, like full-fledged. Before it was like the little battles before. Now it's like full-on World War I is going on. The uppers say we can't have this man go out because with one eye and being all messed up, he's just going to look like it's going to make us look bad, like our soldiers are weak, whatever. So they said, we will send you back, but you have to wear a glass eye. He says, deal. Let's go back. They put the glass eye in. He jumps in the taxi to go to the airfield where they're going to ship him back out. While he's in the taxi, he takes out the eye and throws it out the window and puts an eye patch on and says, nobody's going to tell me how to dress.
Bet.
So he gets back and he gets deployed. And in his first battle back, he takes a piece of shrapnel from artillery and basically takes off his whole arm. And there's like, it's gruesome. It's bad. So it was, I believe it was his left arm, but he has the shrapnel tear up his arm. He looks down and he's got 2 fingers hanging on. That's it. His watch is now embedded into the muscle of his arm, and he runs back to a medic and says, patch me up so I can keep fighting. The medic says, no, you're going back to the hospital. They send him back to the hospital. When he gets to the hospital, the doctor says, he asked the doctor, please amputate my arm because that'll be easier and faster so I can go back into battle. The doctor says, I don't think we need to amputate it. We can probably save your fingers. This is where it's a little gruesome. And this is well recorded. He grabs his 2 remaining fingers and rips them off, telling the doctor, amputate my arm because it's going to be faster than for me to heal up from all this. The doctor says, okay, you just ripped off your fingers, buddy. They end up amputating his arm off and sending him back because he kept on asking through the whole process, when can I go back? When can I go back? He ends up getting redeployed after literally begging to go out. The next battle is, you can look this up. It's the Battle of Somme, or Somme, however you want to say it. Somme. Somme. The very next battle he gets into, it makes him even more famous because many eyewitnesses said that they saw him running into battle with a whole belt of grenades, and he was pulling them off, ripping the pins out with his teeth and throwing them at the enemy. And when he was out of grenades, he was seen loading a revolver with one arm and just firing back and killing a bunch of Germans. After that battle, he didn't get shot in that battle, ironically. And he would often make jokes with his friends, and they would say, "Why are you coming back? You've been shot so many times." He said, "It's okay. I just couldn't see him coming." He gets back. The first thing that they do is they're like, "We're going to promote you." He gets promoted. Within 24 hours, he is demoted again.
Bet.
Because he threatened to punch out with his good arm. Quote, "I will punch you out with my good arm," to his superior, because he thought their plans were stupid. So they demote him again, and they send him out to the front line, hoping just to get rid of the guy once and for all. He goes and he finds 3 squadrons that don't have a commanding officer, like they've been killed off during the battles. He takes control of all 3, and he starts commanding all 3. Usually back then, technology wasn't what we have today, so he would have to have a messenger to take, like, okay, send this to Colonel whoever over here, tell him what to do. And they would do messages back and forth with messengers.
You sure they weren't using carrier pigeons?
Maybe. This guy couldn't see him. He said, "Why do we need a messenger when we have a commander?" And he ran back and forth between the 3 companies, telling them what to do and how to fight and when to retreat and when to push and so on and so forth. After that, he gets basically what is the equivalent of the Medal of Honor, but for Great Britain, which is the Victorian Cross. And he goes and he retires. And he says, I'm done." Just kidding. I'm not done. In 1940, just before, World War II is on the brink.
No, War II's
Already
already
going,
gone.
yeah.
Well, yes,
39 is when it started.
but for us.
Okay.
He gets put,
But for us, he's okay.
he gets on a phone call with with the real players over here, man.
Yeah.
Either way, World War II shows up. He gets a phone call. He's 60 years old at this time. He's not a young man. They call him up and they said, "Look, you've had so much success with the last World War. Can you help us run secret missions? They're going to be with the U.S. They're going to be with England and different allied countries. And we want to know all your expertise." And he said, "Okay, but only if I get to do the missions." And they said, "Okay, whatever."
How was he 60?
I don't know.
He's not 60. If he was like 19 during World War One,
When was World War One?
not 40 years ago.
1914.
Yeah.
That's when it.
So if he's 20 years old then, 40
that's when
years
it
later,
started.
It's 1940. It's like 20 years later.
14 to 40 is what?
It's like 25 years. So he's like in his 40s.
I don't know. Maybe I got my facts wrong.
You got. He's not 60. There's no. He's not 60.
Either way, in 1940, they call him up after he's been retired and been shot a million times. They say
He might have aged 60 based on the stress.
he
put
looks
his
60
body-
after all those bullets.
Stress he put himself through.
He gets put into to run secret missions. The first mission that he takes a plane, it was a seaplane, a fjord where they would land on the water, take off from the water.
Yeah, sure.
He gets some bad luck, engine failure.
Bet.
So they land the plane in the water. As they get out to try and assess the damage and see what they could do, a German fighter comes overhead and starts just shooting at him. What he does is he says, "Let's play dead." He literally gets out and tells the rest of his men, "Get out in the water and just float."
Just big chilling over here.
Yeah. There's eyewitnesses that say he literally just floated while bullets were hitting by him and just waited until the aircraft ran out of ammunition and it flew off. He radios back, gets them picked up, and he continues his mission. The second time he takes a plane, it crash lands in the ocean. Keep in mind, this is a guy with one arm and one eye. One of his buddies is hurt. His buddy can't swim. Now, if I have one arm and I'm trying to help, I'm probably using my good arm to help him, I guess. He swims a mile to the shore. And the guy says multiple times, just leave me. You're going to die. And it says, I'm not going to die yet. I haven't done all I want to do. He pulls this man all the way back, and they end up getting out and getting to safety. The rest of his missions actually went good, and he survived. But he's seen photographed with Winston Churchill, with a whole bunch of people. And when people would ask him what was the war like, and he would always answer, which one? Like, okay, just ego us. But he would pretty much always say, frankly, I'd enjoyed every part of the war.
Frankly, my sir, I enjoyed the war.
So I was thinking, imagine he didn't go home. So his dad thought he was in university.
The whole time.
And he comes home from university and he's lost an arm and an eye.
That's wild. It'd be like, what kind of sorority club did you join?
Like, hey, Dad, college was rough.
Jeez. Yeah, I've heard that story before, and that is the most manly man that's ever been a man.
I think the dude from Canada was a little bit better.
You think so?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Arctic explorer?
No,
the Canadian plumber.
Canadian Rambo.
Yeah.
Oh.
How he captured almost 100 people.
The guy, he went and captured like a whole city by himself and was just running around town throwing grenades.
I should talk about that other guy, though.
They're very similar stories, though. They both lost an eye. They both were crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think partly because this guy's British. So.
This guy got one over on him because he got into both world wars.
I guess.
He's like, nah, I need to go again. Respawn. I don't know how his body felt after all that.
Oh, just the average crippled dude.
He lost his arm, Andrew. His arm, not his legs.
Well, he's been shot 55,000
He gave up his
times.
arm.
Oh yeah, I did forget to mention in one of the battles, he did get shot in the back of the head as well.
Of course.
And he didn't have no traumatic brain injury.
Straight on or grazed the back?
It was like off the
Horizontal?
side of the back. Yeah.
Okay.
Then that was in World War I when they didn't really know much about armor and helmets and stuff like that.
I think this guy was autistic. His hyper-focus was war.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least he figured it out at 19 years old. He's like, yeah, I just want to go to war.
Yeah.
Stop paying for university, Dad. Sorry for missing all those semesters. Oops.
Yeah, he's done it all. I know that much. He's a braver man than I.
But
Well, he's dead.
I wish that they would make a movie on him.
His ghost is even more of a man.
100 years ago, he had done more than me and you combined.
Yeah.
That's him there with Sir Winston
Churchill.
He's on the right there.
Far right.
He's giving a thumbs up with his left arm.
Nice.
I don't know if I'd be able to pull my own fingers off and be like, nope, just take it off.
That's the one thing he might have up on the other guy.
Just take it off, brother.
How?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on how close they are to falling off. I could. If it was like,
well, if it's not, if they said, "Hey, we can save him," I would imagine.
it was decently on there.
Like if it was just like hanging by a thread and it was just some loose skin, I don't see why they'd be saying we can save those things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about back then, but now today's medicine you can.
Yeah.
With the technology that we have and stuff. But like I said, back then, I imagine it was experimental by that point.
So, yeah, for sure. Like skin grafts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's just like, nope, take it off. Rip. Oops.
It's gone.
Back then they had the best mustaches too.
Yeah. See.
Like it was classy.
What has happened to men's facial hair?
I don't know.
Over the years.
In my defense, Mexicans never have had good mustaches like that. We always have that like peel around.
What are you talking about? Mexicans are known to have the giant mustaches and sombreros.
Not us modern day folk.
Well, I'm hungry, gentlemen.
I'm a little hungry. It's almost 8:30.
Yeah, I gotta get home.
I gotta go. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode.
Yes, sir.
You can tell what I've been on.
Thank y'all for listening.
Silencer Central.
Peace
out.
See ya.